Good day, Minecrafters. This is Kimmy and I'm just wanting to say, hey, how's it going? Did you guys have a good couple of days? Well, I've had a good couple of super days. Now, I'm back here at the village where we left off, and remember last time we worked on this gate and we worked on trying to come up with a stall for the wall. And I'm just excited, guys, because it totally went super well. Let's take a look. So we got the wall right now. Wall's looking really good. It's all textured. We've gone through and adjusted how we textured the wall. We've gotten that acacia wood around. This is going to be good to help keep the spiders off of us and keep them from crawling over the wall. Also, if you'll notice, there was something that I adjusted to our design just to make it a little bit better. One of the problems I was having was light. In fact, we had a great comment from one of the viewers, and he said, well, spider things can still spawn up there, and he's absolutely right. So what we've done is we've added glowstone, and you know what, it was really a great opportunity to actually add some more texture and detail to these walls. Like, check that out. Go ahead and adding the glowstone up there. One, we go ahead and get a great light source that's going to light up the top of the wall, plus it lights about out here on the outside at night, and that's pretty nice. And we are also able to use some of the new trapdoor textures. So by running the acacia trapdoor on that, we give it a really nice look, even though the ugly glowstone is underneath it. But it looks really, really nice. I went ahead and added a couple of ladders up here. That way we can climb up here for maintenance or something. You can walk along the wall. It's really easy. It's 100% lit up here, so no danger of mobs spawning up here. It's fantastic. Used the trapdoors all the way around, which added some great texture to the wall up here on top as well. So it's going to look pretty nice when we're flying over it someday when we get those elytra. So yeah, it turned out even better than I thought. Now, what I've been thinking about since we last got together is I wanted to come up with some sort of story for our village here. So our village right now, it's a savanna village, okay, and I've been thinking about, okay, what's the background to it, and I think this needs to be a major trading center. So we're going to build this village with the idea of a trading center. So what we're going to do is probably over here create a large trading hall, come over here, build a few more houses, and I'm spending some time looking up the different types of architecture on savannas here in the world, because I want to build something that's going to be really cool and unique. Obviously, Minecraft villages are Minecraft villages, and they're okay. We're going to adjust those out. But the new architecture I want to adjust, and I want it to look really, have its own feel, its own look, and something authentic to what's really out there. A few things I've done to the village since I improved, like I got rid of the big gapping hole here. I went ahead and added the path blocks that were missing from it. Made sure all the doors, of course, you were here when we did that. But I think there's some really great opportunities. Like, one of the neatest things about this village is the fact it's right here on this river. And so that kind of takes us to what I want to do today. So we have a couple of opportunities. Like, for instance, if, back in medieval times, or back in not even medieval times, but even ancient times, depending on when we're building, basically the way villages got a lot of what they needed is they got from trading, and that's obviously why villagers trade. So beyond just making a big trading house and trying to make that a big trade center for me and villagers, I also want to go ahead and add some really neat aspects to this village. Like, we're really lucky. This is a really great river system for this village, and I was doing some exploring up and down. Like, so if we keep following the river up, there's another great plains village that's way up there that I think we might develop some more. But what I want to do is I also want to go ahead and add a couple of really neat bridges, but bridges that you'd see back then that boats could get under, because we want this to be a trading center. So what I'd like to do, and this is what we're going to do in today's episode, is we're going to go ahead and take a look at these walkways that we have right now, which are just the generated paths that come with any village that happens to be near some water. Okay, and we're going to turn these into some bridges, some really interesting bridges. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to do. Eventually, other plans for this village is, if this is a village that does a lot of trade on the water, I'd like to see a trade barge, like right about here, like a small skiff that would come through, maybe one heading out the other side of the village at the same time. Also, one of the things that we'll also jump in today, okay, which is on the same thing of bridges, is this, as the closest village to our spawn location, or which is our spawn village. So I went ahead and took some time, and I went ahead and created a path. Still not totally done with the path. I think I can do a lot more with the path. But one of the things I noticed with the path as I was going down it, guess what it's going to do? It's going to cross, you got it, another really great river. And this river actually leads to, guess what? A couple of different villages. So the opportunity I'm kind of seeing here is we can create this trading network between lots of villages. So what we're going to do, what I would like to do is, let's come up with a story for this village. You know, what are these villagers most interested in? What gets them excited? And let's build upon that. It's obviously a savanna village. The other two villages, one, I found a couple desert villages that are really awesome, and I found and the other village that's up the river there from here is a plains, is an oak village. Okay, so we've got different cultures now. So this is going to be a village that exists on savanna. So they've got lots of grass, they've got acacia wood, they've got the usual villages, but I think we're going to really deck this village out in a style that befits that. So as we build our stuff, we're going to use what they have. Like for instance, you know, in the path blocks here, I use some of our orange terracotta and our standard terracotta to help enhance the path. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to build paths to the other villages. Like for instance, this path took me quite a bit, and this just goes all the way back to spawn. But what I want to do is, if I do build paths, I want them to have a character that goes with the region. So for instance, with this particular village, we use those colors. You know, I'm going to go ahead and get some more red sand, add that into this path, and it's going to help add some really great textures. So what do we got to do today? Well, first off, you know, I'm going to go ahead and grab this this bench here, and if you notice in my inventory, I got a lot of junk in my inventory, don't I? But the most important thing that I do have is I've got these acacia logs, and that's what we're going to build our village with. We're going to use these acacia logs to build our village. Now, let me go ahead and throw out some carrots and some seeds. I really don't need that stuff hanging out with me. Nether rack, don't need that there. Okay, I'll bring the bread along so that we can keep the baddies away at night. Axes, yep, that's going to be going on. Let's see here. We'll add some light, kind of like what we did in here, because I want to stay from the torches, so we're going to start using a lot of glowstone. I harvested a lot of that the other day. So we've got our acacia logs, and guess what else you find is you've also find oak. So let's take a stack of oak as well. So if you are wandering around here, the main two woods that are available to people who are living on the savanna are going to be oak, and it's going to be acacia. Ignore the birch behind me. We are not interested in birch today, but oak and acacia. So for instance, you know, whoever built this path, or whichever traders, and I do plan to expand that trading story, that village, that path trading story as well, they would be using some sort of carts. So we're going to add on to that. But what we're first going to do is we're going to, before we build bridges in there, we're going to go ahead and work out our style right here on this river. So the first bridge we're going to make is going to be built upon here. Now, when you're building bridges, there's lots of different types of bridges you can build. I mean, you can build like a floating bridge with planks that are going across. That's something that has been seen before. You could build a barge that actually just gets rolled across, because that was actually a very common thing, was have a ferry type of crossing on these rivers, in which goods and horses and stuff would get on the ferry, and the ferry would go across and they'd be charged for it. We're not going to do either of those. We want to have an actual bridge. Now, since the rivers are going to be one of the main ways that we trade in this village, I want to make sure that we build a bridge where a ferry, or, well, not necessarily a ferry, but a barge, a trade barge, or a skiff can get through. So that means our bridge has to arc. So we have to have an arcing bridge. So that's what we're shooting for, is we're shooting for an arcing bridge. So, well, gosh, it's starting to get late, but the good news is I brought a bed. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to stash my bed right here. Okay, and I'm going to also go ahead and take our tray, take this right here, and put that there, so we have a work area now. Okay, great. Yep. So we'll leave that there for right now, and let's go ahead and let's see here. So my path is approximately, let's see here, it's giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide is what the path is right here. If we go across from the river, just judging from what we do with the path, we're again looking at about a 6 wide path. So what I'm going to do is let's pull out some acacia logs. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to go, let's see here, we want wagons to be able to go over these bridges for trading, and we also want them to go under. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go one more out. Okay, now if I was building a bridge, I wouldn't want my support beams to go into the ground. So I went ahead and dug just a little bit lower so it looks like that wood is going underneath. That's always a good tip to go. Now, bridges are something that, yes, you want to build them symmetrical, because that's how they have support and strength. So my 2 main cross beams, I'm going to put there to there. And so that gives us a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in between, which is about as big as our path. That should be plenty large enough for any wagons. So let's keep that in mind. Like when we go to design wagons, we don't want wagons any bigger than 6 across, okay? Because we're going to have some wagons. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put some posts up because we want to have some good, strong support. There we go. So that is our initial start for our bridge. Is we're going to base it off of those 2 poles. So those are going to come across here, and what we're going to do is we're going to have our bridge come here. So let's see here. So if we were to start the bridge, let's just use some place blocks to kind of give us an idea of where it's going to be. Good. So we can come up here like this, and then let's see here. Let's go ahead and craft ourselves some more slabs. Slabs are a really great tool. I like using slabs because, one, they're a lot cheaper than using full blocks. Sometimes full blocks are the way to go, but you can always turn a slab into a full block as you're working with it. So there we go. We got some slabs ready to go. Now with this river, what we want to do is we want to get an idea of exactly which way it's going to be. These like might need to be a whole lot bigger. So we're going to use the arc. We're going to use an arc to help give us a direction. Now, I was thinking, okay, so for instance, okay, if we went out 2 like this, okay, and then let's see here. There we go. Whoops. Not up there. Let's go out 2 again. This way. Okay, so that's going to give us a start. Remember, you want to go ahead and use, you got to give nice, strong support. So that's going to be the first part of our arc right there. Okay, now, let's see here. Let's go and just build 1 all the way across. So, so we'll go 3 across now. Okay, 3 across. And then what we'll do is we'll mark that there. We'll come 3 again. Okay. Now let's see if this is working out. Let's take a step back. Whenever you're building, it's always best to go back and forth, seeing how it's look. Okay, that's starting to look pretty good. Okay, now let's go across to the other side, and let's follow it the same way. Okay. It's kind of funny. I seem to have more dead squids by the water in this. 2, 3. Now, how close is that? That's actually really close. Let's go ahead and just extend it. Maybe that's all we'll have to do. Wouldn't be a bad looking bridge either. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and swim out here. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Now, I didn't bring a boat, but let's make a boat. Okay, let's see how that feels going underneath it, okay? So again, it's always good to test and see what you've got going. Let's take some more of our acacia wood, make a few more logs. There we go. And let's go ahead and just make a quick boat. Now again, this is just This is kind of the fun part of it, is testing and seeing how things work. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our boat down. And let's do a quick run through. Okay, so if I was a boat, I could duck my head and come underneath this bridge pretty easily, right? So if I'm a barge that's layered down, you know, again, a river barge that's transporting goods, they're not like a big proud ship. They're not like a big sailboat or anything. Generally, what they're going to do is they're going to be moving along, following the current of the river. They're going to have a couple guys that are using poles to go through. They're probably going to have some oars and stuff to move it across. They might have a sail, but they should be able to lower that down because they know they're going to come across bridges like this, and they've got a choice when they come to bridge. Either they've got a tool that's going to lower their mast, or they're going to go ahead and climb out with it. Okay, so I think we're doing pretty good here. So this is pretty good. So, okay. So let's go ahead and get out of our boat, and let's keep working. So that's looking pretty good. I kind of like what's going on there. So let's go ahead and double that up over here. So we'll go ahead and there we go. Okay. So we're gonna go 2 over. Right? Yeah. Yep. Then 1 up. Then 1, 2, 3. Then we went 4, 5. Right? Then we went 1, 2, 3. I believe that's it. There we go. Okay, then we'll hop up here, get this side going. And let's see here. 1, 2. 3. There we go. Very nice. So now we have a very symmetrical bridge. And I'll be honest with you, you want to make bridges symmetrical. When bridges aren't symmetrical, they don't make sense, because from an engineering standpoint, you want to be able to have the same amount of stress from each one of its corners. Now, we're going to add some decoration. I mean, obviously, we want to have some physics to this that encourages it to work. So that's going to take some time. What we'll do is we're going to go ahead and start right here, because this works out really well with this path. Now, for right now, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and build the walkway for the bridge. Okay, guys, I'm back again, and after a few minutes of trying to figure out why it didn't look right, and you guys saw that in the time lapse, I miscounted on this side of the bridge, so I had to add a little bit more. So closing that up. Okay, looks like I need a few more slabs. It's okay. I'll probably get a lot of these slabs back. Whoops. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so let's take a step back. Let's take a look how it looks. Okay. Oh yeah, looks rather nice. Really simple bridge. Now it's time to start looking at the details. So by walking up it, does the job. Got plenty of room. Walking down it, does the job again. So we have got a fairly good, substantial bridge. Now, bridges, I think, a good bridge is going to want some detail on the sides. Now, I don't mind using the orange here. I mean, it's not the greatest color of all, but now it's time to add some variation, and it's time to add some decorations in. So let's go ahead and let's make some more blocks, and let's add some more stairs. Not sure how many we're going to need, but let's go with Let's go 36. So that's probably way more than what we're going to need. Now, as far as these, what they're going to do is going to help give us some transition to these right here. So let's try this first. Okay, that gives us some transitions from the end of the logs to the bottom of the logs. That way it doesn't look like something that's not physically connected somehow. So that's going to give us some connection there. Let's see here. And let's try it on the bottom side too. Okay. And we should make a troll for underneath our bridge. Wouldn't that be great? Have a troll underneath there, you know, saying, Billy Goats, Billy Goats. Okay. 3 goats gruff. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so now let's take a look and see how that adds to the look of the bridge. Okay, I can see it. I think it's awful. It adds a lot of contrast, but I can deal with it. Okay, so not bad. Let's go ahead and should we use some more orange, or let's see if we can add some oak into it. Okay, and let's add some oak into our mix and see if that doesn't help us contrast it a little bit different. Let's first try the stair thing. Okay. So, because I don't know if I'm totally sold on the stairs or the color. Yeah, I think the stairs are okay. I'm just not sure if I'm sold on the color. Even though we are using a lot of acacia wood here, and I want it to look like that, I'm not sure about the color. So if we put some oak in right there. Okay. And now let's step back and see. Tell you what, Depth Strider, and second best enchantment with water. Yeah, I think the oak. That's a tough call. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to leave the acacia there for right now. Oh, and mainly because we're already using acacia for the planks. Now, oops, slipped off. Okay, so let's go and leave the acacia on there. I think the acacia works well, and besides, it goes. That's great, Kim. It goes along with the themes. That we've got going on as well. Now the oak, what we could possibly use the oak for is, let's see, we're going to need some sticks. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a bunch of sticks. And let's make ourselves some fences. Okay, so 12 fences. Now let's see how the oak fences look up here. So if we go ahead and start adding fences in, give us a little bit of lattice work there. Let's see what that looks like off to the side. Because we could also go with acacia fences. I don't mind the orange. I wonder if the acacia just looked better. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Let's make some acacia fences. And let's do the other side and let's make a decision. Because I kind of like the way the acacia wood contrasts with the acacia bark. It does have, I think it has a nice look to it. So let's go ahead and get some more of these. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some more sticks. There we go. Alrighty, so let's see what we got here now. Now, I'm just butterfingers with the keys, I'll tell you what. Hitting the wrong keys. Oops, not there. And now let's go ahead and add it here. And let's see which one we like better. So if we were building this from the savannah, those would be the colors we'd have to choose from. Now, is there a way to mix them up? Because, tough decisions to be made. I think we're going to go ahead and keep the acacia because it just matches everything else. Yeah, you know, I like variation when it makes sense to add variation. When you're looking for something random, like for instance, if I was you know, when you're building a house, when you're building something really engineered, you want to build some consistency in that. And I guess what's just getting me here is that it doesn't seem very consistent to have the oak up there. I mean, I have some other ideas for how I want to use the oak, but it doesn't make sense to me to have a different type of wood in this case up there. Now, I also got some other ideas on what we can do with the acacia to help add some more interest to what we're working on to make it look even better. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and build some more fences, because I think oak is the way to go. I mean, the acacia wood is the way to go on this. Let's pop these on. Boom, 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 boom. I think that looks pretty good, actually. Let's go and do the other side. There we go. And now that makes a whole lot more sense for that going up. You know, for a single wood build, it's turning out pretty nice. But now we're going to add a little bit of contrast. Now, these main parts right here, gosh, should I go with that or not? Okay, these main parts, those are not going to change a whole lot over time. Those are going to be the most sturdy parts of the bridge. Now, what we could do, now, this is where the oak can be useful, is we could have a few repairs done. So, for instance, you know, somebody repaired that, but they had the wrong wood. Boom. Somebody repaired that. Stretch it too. But, you know, they didn't have any acacia wood, so they used what was at hand. Had a repair there, repair there, repair there. Boom. And now we get some of our variation that helps make the bridge look like it's been around a little bit longer, you know. So, boom, boom. Okay. And so, there we go. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Now, let's take a quick look and see what we've got here. Nice. So here's the back end of it, and did I kill I must have killed a end of the wood. So I got an idea for that. Let's go ahead and take that, put that over here. Let's bring some of those logs here. Okay. Let's do a major repair now. Let's go ahead and work out a major repair. Okay. So they were having major issues, so they had to replace this log. And all they had was an oak one. Whoops. Not that one. Okay. And there we go. Use an oak stair to finish that one off. Nice. Okay. Let's take a look back. Let's grab up our acacia. Okay, and let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I think that is a great look. Now, I think the way we want to finish this off is we want to go ahead and add some lighting. So, okay, guys, here we are back again. Now, one of the things I want to do is we want to make sure that this is a pretty lit up area. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and climb up here, grab our glowstone. Yeah, I can get it from here. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and put some glowstone lamps right up here. Glowstone. Yeah, glowstone lamps. Well, the redstone lamps wouldn't be a bad choice for this. But I think the glowstone, especially once you use the trapdoor trick on it, I think it just looks better, honestly. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep it in the theme of the village. So if you remember earlier in the episode, we went ahead and let's do that here as well. There we go. I think that'll look good, and that'll keep everything well lit up on the bridge, so the bridge will at least be some sort of safe spot. Okay, now we're going to need some trapdoors. Okay, one more to do. Okay, I'm back, and here we go. There is the last one. Boom, we are done. Okay, so let's take a look, and let's take a view from our bridge at a few different angles. So, looking at it right here, nice, has some depth to it. Has some variation. Okay, let's go around to the other side. Let's see how it looks to the other side. Okay, nice looking again. You know, that could use something right there. Okay, those look kind of boring. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's just move underneath it. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. So if I'm doing down the river, I'm getting ready to do some major trading, I'm moving down the river, I go, oh look, there is the Acacia Bridge. That means I'm getting close to the Acacia Village. Nice. Boy, that's a pretty looking bridge. How nice is that? Man, that looks sharp. Check it out. Beacons, you can tell. It's light time. You can tell there's civilization on. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay, great. So, I think we're almost there. We just need to do a few more things. Very good. Okay, so first bridge, and I think that's going to be the episode. So, everybody take a good look at it. This is going to be the model that we're going to use for the other two bridges we're going to do in town. So when building bridges, you always want to think about their purpose. And this purpose, we wanted to make sure that this bridge was not going to cause trouble to the river traffic. So river traffic could get through. So, wow, we got a lot done today. So let me just say, guys, thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming in. I do so appreciate it. I have lots of fun building. And you know what? I'm not the greatest builder, but I really enjoy doing it. And, you know, I hope you are enjoying it. And if you got any questions or if you got any suggestions, please leave them on the comments. I read every single one. I try to respond to every single comment because I think it's important to get to know the people who are taking their time out of their busy day to watch and see what you have. Also, I really had a good time today. I think my bridge shows a particular style. There might be some more tweaks to it. I'm going to have to think a little bit on it. I'm still not sure if I'm going to use any of those any of the strip logs on there, but there might be a possibility. So if you got any questions, please send them back to me. I'd love to hear what you want to go. And as I'm building the lore to this area, if you got any ideas of how we could do it, I know I need to come up with a name for the Savannah Village. I'm working on different types of architecture right now for that, and I'm pretty excited. This is really starting to gain an idea of a realm, of a kingdom, of a city-state. And so the first one is already getting built, and soon we'll be back to the Spawn Village, and that's going to have its own personality. And then we have 3 other villages that I've already staked out as river trade villages with this one that we're going to expand on to. So once again, this is Kimmy say thank you. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye. Oh, hit that like button if you like it, comment, also subscribe if you really like it, because it helps me out and helps the channel out a lot too. Bye-bye.